Now keep in mind this is true. This is all true because you can't make this stuff up. Okay? It all happened on an innocent Saturday afternoon. I was taking care of my social engagements. Andrea, as you probably can relate to this, I was at the washer and the dryer in my laundry room. A lot of times those are my social engagements. Then out from under the washer there came sliding an uninvited guest. Now he wasn't just a little mousy. He was a big, fat, hairy rat. He had a long, intimidating tail and little mustaches that twitched when he looked me in the eyes. Well, when I could catch my breath, I yelled for my husband and 2 sons, "Come and help me. I need someone to help me." And so I devised a plan. Now, I gave the first broom, the assault weapon, to number 1 son, and I placed him in front of the washer. And then number 2 son, I gave another broom and placed him at the back door. And I brought the husband in and I put him in the middle of the laundry room so he could call conflict and combat and bring in the big guns. As I stood at the bottom of the steps saying, "Y'all got him yet?" I heard the whop and the bang and the slam, and I said, "Hey, y'all got him yet?" And then, approaching me from the upstairs came the enemy. He came right down the steps, and we were eyeball to eyeball. And as he ran across my bare feet with his little claws, ladies and gentlemen, that's when I knew that I have a strong heart, because I would have peeled off on the moment. This caused for action. So the very next morning, I attired my snake boots, my padded camouflage jumpsuit, my metal-edged gloves, and I called for my battle wagon, my 4-wheel drive truck. And we hopped in the truck, and I made my husband drive me to the Lauderdale County Animal Shelter. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, I needed a cat bigger than the rat. We entered the front door of the shelter, and this very nice attendant came up, and she said, "Could I help you?" She did look at me rather strangely, but you know, I was in the moment. And I said, "Yes, I need a big, mean cat." She took me to a room of little purring kitties, and they were so sweet and lovable, but you know what? Lovable is not what I needed. I needed mean. And so I said, "Listen, isn't there anything any bigger?" So she took me next door to the next room. And there were these medium-sized sweet kitties. Sweet was not what I needed. I needed mean. So then I said, "Can't you tell me if you have a mean cat?" And suddenly another attendant showed up, and with a shaky hand he pointed down a long dark hall, and I'm hearing the story of a mean cat. And the first attendant said, "Oh no, you don't mean killer." I had found my cat. As we edged down the long, dark hallway, and we entered the room where Killer was all alone, no one else wanted to be in that room, there sat the cage with Killer. Now, the attendant also attired his metal-edged gloves and his combat suit and his snake boots to get Killer out of his box. And with some snarling and growling and hissing and hair bunches flying through the air, Killer came out of his box and got into the adoption box. And suddenly everyone was in a big hurry for the McKees to sign our adoption papers and be on our way. we left, put him in the back of our truck and drove to the vet. And so the vet enters the room, looks in the box and says, "I've seen this one before. Are you sure you want this cat?" And I said, "Oh yes, he's the one. He's the very one." So there was a hit, sling, and miss of a shot, and we were on our way. Got the cat in the back of the truck, and it looked as though the box was jumping all by itself all over the back of our truck. And my husband said, "Now, Aunt, just how do you think you're going to get this cat out of the box?" Well, I began to show him all the kitty toys and the welcome home kitty baggie that I had prepared. All of the stuff that a normal kitty would like to have. That is, if he had been normal. We got home and we went upstairs at my house, which I have a second level wraparound deck. We took Killer outside. We put him on the picnic table, and my mother and two sons and I stood proudly by to welcome Killer to the family. I had the welcome home baggie for the kitty, all of his treats and his toys. My husband opened the box. Killer, with one mighty leap, jumped off the deck and hit two stories down and was headed north. So I put out lost kitty signs all over the neighborhood. I even called Ken Rainey on the radio, and I announced that Killer was missing, and he put it all over the city, looking for lost Killer. Killer is lost. And then I called the animal shelter to report that Killer was on the loose one more time. But you know, I think Killer might have done his job, because never did we see that big, fat, hairy rat again. And never did we see Killer again. They were both long gone.